Hi guys. I'm just so quiet. Hi, welcome. I'm just trying, because I'm trying to do I'm sending out the I am sending oh, now okay, so I can see now that it's actually working. Okay, good guys. Okay. Hello, teacher and present. Well, good for you. How are you guys? Good. Okay, it's not morning for me in Sweden, but it could be, depending on what time you're waking up. But it's almost 4 o'clock in Sweden. So we're just going. Ryan is here. Crypto Chick is here. Hello. Hassan is here. Good morning, ma'am. Hello. Parts. Hi. Oken K, hello. Super. Well, let's start and see what we actually can do right now. And we are going to look at, just 1 second, guys. Okay, let's see what we can do. Let me see what your comments. I just had to write something. Mark is here. Hello, how are you? Okay, so we're looking at Bitcoin. As always, we're starting off with Bitcoin. It's in France, it's the same time. Yeah, we're not so far away. I've never been in France, but I can imagine that we're not so far away with the clock. That did not even make sense. Mark, I'm finally back in US. Where have you been? Where have you been? Are you serious? Okay, let's see. 2 super huge bearish candlestick on the daily chart. That is telling me the market will continue back down even more next week. So it's Sunday today, as we all know. And I do believe the market will continue back down. BTC dumped even more. Oh, you've been in America. That's nice. Hope you had a good time. So we are right now playing around the 50% level right here at 54,460. As an experienced trader, what do you think this month is good for new traders or not? It's always good. I mean, the best thing that you can do if you're a beginner is just looking at the live chart. That's like that's like the best thing. You don't have to trade the market, but looking and following, finding a system that's working, and you just using that on the live chart. I mean, that's the best thing that you can do. And the more volatile, well, the better, kind of. A lot of things will happen. Hello, Tabish, how are you? Hi, Natalie, I just tuned in. What's happening with BTC? Hi, Miss Fib Queen. Hello, guys. Market is just coming back down to the Fibonacci levels. I'm just gonna do a recap of what I've been talking about every single day, kind of, since we came up to this high at 65,500. So the market right now, okay, Tabish, I see you. You don't, I see you. You don't have to spam the chat. Hello. Hope you're good. So on Bitcoin, we are coming back down. So if you didn't know, Fibonacci is a reversal tool, and that's what I'm using. So just going back in time, you can see last time we did have the market creating a higher low. We took the market from we took the Fibonacci from lowest point to the highest point. Market came back down, did a pullback, created higher low. Market continued, created a new all-time high. So we're just doing the same thing. So we're taking the Fibonacci from the lowest point to the highest point because the market is doing the same thing. Market creates an all-time high, a higher high. Market comes back down, creates a higher low. And this is why we're using the Fibonacci, because that is how we're able to see what's actually going on. And that is why I mean, for me, that market for Bitcoin coming back down to this level, this is this is normal. This is what market has to do. If you're panicking about what's happening on Bitcoin, you have no clue how the market structure is working. To be honest, you have no clue. You have no clue on what's going on the charts. The only thing that you're thinking about is that you want to buy the market. So that makes you, you forget that the market goes up and down. The market goes up and down, and right now the market had to do the correction. So what was happening right here, when the market created the higher low, that is what's happening now on the market. This is something that you guys, I'm so serious when it comes to this. You have to know about these things, especially if you're a new trader. But if you're experienced and you've been looking at the chart for a long time, if you don't know what this is, you have to start studying market structure, because otherwise you will never ever be able to be a trader. Because if you don't understand the basic of trading, you're gonna lose the money. And then to be honest, you should find something else to do, because you don't want to lose money your whole life. That's not the point with trading. The point with trading is that you're supposed to understand how trading is working, and the market is going upside down. Okay? So market is right now retesting the 50%. And this is a super, super important level that we're having. And that is why we're also around this level. We are respecting the level right now. So we came back down. The market is now retesting it from above. So what I potentially what I do believe will happen during the week. So I don't think we will have a huge bullish candlestick to the upside. I don't think that could possibly happen. But just following what's happening right now, you're having two huge bearish candlesticks. And I do believe the next week will begin with the market. You just might come up a little bit, but I do believe the market will come back down. Even if we're just having at the end of the week a wick to the downside, I do believe market has to come back down and retest the 61% around 51,800. That is also the previous high that we're having. And if you know market structure, when the market is creating a higher low, the market is usually retesting the previous high. So that is why the market is right now coming back down. And after that, market could continue to the upside. So if you knew about this the whole time, there would be so many feelings that you're having inside that you actually is not thinking about, because you're not gonna sit and be stressed. Oh my God, Bitcoin's going down. You know Bitcoin has to go back down to then continue to the upside. So this is a perfect time for me to go in and buy the market. I'm not buying the market right here, maybe a pullback, but you have to know how to trade. You have to know how to trade the counter trend, but you know on the overall picture, market needs to come back down. So easy. You're making it so hard for yourself. Simplicity is key in every aspect in life. Don't try to complicate things, guys. Super simple. I'm very sad today, KK. I'm super sorry for you. I'm not. You know, we all have those days. That is okay. No problem. You cannot always be happy. Okay, so right now, happening on Bitcoin, looking at the 4-hour chart, we are going sideways. We are going sideways. So the market hasn't done so much during this weekend, and that's usually what's happening with Bitcoin and all the other pairs. Market just going sideways. So tomorrow, I do believe that on Monday we will have a little push. Maybe we're having a push, depending on what's happening on today. We could have a push up to 55,800, 900, and then we just might see the market having in the beginning of the week, the last push to the downside, and then you slowly start to see the market trying to break to the upside. We're also having this downtrend right here, so we're having the trend line and the market will have to try to break this level also. And every time we're coming to a trend line, the market is not just spiking through it. As you can see, we did retest it a couple of days ago. The market will not just spike through it. So usually what happens, and this is just because I've been back testing this so many times, is that when you're coming to a Fibonacci level, and especially on the high time frames, the market is not just, you know, coming back down to the 61% and then you see 5 billions bullish candlestick to the upside. That's not what's going on. Market will try to break this level. It will give you fake outs, go sideways. You know, people are trying to buy the market so many times, you know, they get faked out. Market tries to go up, market goes down, and then eventually you start to see the market having the power to break to the upside. So just to have in mind, around a Fibonacci level, market is usually going sideways. A lot of fake outs, as I just told you. When you're consolidating, market going sideways, that's when the fake outs usually happens. So I would say be careful. But looking at the Fibonacci and 1561 on the weekly, it's a super strong level for me to use to see the market then breaking to the upside. Mark is here. Hello, how are you? I hope everyone is good. It's 56 people on this live stream. We're having 23 like this live stream. Please go inside and like it, and then you can start to tell me what coins you want me to look at. What coins do you want me to look at, guys? I'm looking at Ethereum also, and I do believe we're having kind of the same thing happening right here because they're kind of following each other. We're also having the Fibonacci combined with the trend line, and right now we're coming back down also. So maybe a last touch, we just might have these wicks to these levels also at around 3,650. And then the market could continue to the upside. Sorry, I was also watching TV. What will be BTC bottom be in your opinion? Ryan, you should focus on one thing. It's very important, you know. Also on Ethereum, I do believe market continue to the upside. Guys, you need to be focused when you are doing trading. Super important, guys. Okay, we're looking at ERG, Ergo. We're starting over and looking at the weekly. Okay, let's see. I don't have so much more. I'm gonna look if I have something else. Maybe this is, oh, but that is BTC. Okay, so we're using this one. So we don't have so much data on this pair, but we are. Okay, so this is a previous candle on the monthly, so we can be drawn back down to that level, and we're also having last week's low, super important. Last week high. Okay, so looking at ERGO, it looks like we are coming back down. We can be drawn back down to the support at 5.2. I'm gonna just turn this light on because it's disturbing my eyes. So it looks like we can come back down, but this is on the daily. So have in mind that if we're coming back down to 5.1, 5.2, that is the low of this monthly candle. So it's pretty important using that one, because if you're coming back to that level, you will see the market bounce off of it to the upside. Even if it's going to break it, it will bounce off of it. Okay, so looking at this pair right now on the 4-hour chart, we are going sideways. But we are also, if we're taking a Fibonacci from, let's see, do it like this. If we're taking Fibonacci from 7.9 to the lowest point at 6.3, the market came up and retested 60 and 51%, but you know, we can come up a little bit more. And this is also the previous support that we're having. So if we potentially would see the market, because looking at this, guys, everyone can see that this is the market going down. So we are in a downtrend. So as long as we're below this trend line, we are still going down. FGB, thank you so much. Thanks for taking time out of your day for all of us. No problem, and thank you so much. You're so sweet. Okay, so we're having three levels right here that is very important. You're having the trend line, you're having the previous supports, you're having the Fibonacci. So if we're coming up to these levels, you'll see the market having trouble breaking it. You just might have a fake out, and then you see the market continuing back down. So just looking how the market will behave around these levels, I'm just going to adjust it a little bit. So we're having the perfect trend line right here. So this is how it's going to look. Yeah, exactly. So market is just very slow, very super very slow. So if you see the push, I would wait for the market to come up a little bit more and then see the market continue back down. And that could be around 7.5, 7.3 also. But if you see the market coming back down, you kind of have this fake out to the downside. You have the retest. So usually what's happening, if you've been following me, you know, I see the market as fake out, retest, continuation to the upside. But we also have to have in mind that this is the lower high that could be created, and then market continues back down. If the market right now from nowhere will just break everything and continue to the upside, I would wait for the market to break this previous lower high that we did have around 7.7. But you need to see the market really break it, retest, and then continuation to the upside. Because when the market is breaking a downtrend, the market has to break the lower high and create a new higher low for then continuing to the upside. But it's not always happening kind of right away, because we're looking at the higher time frames. It's happening more on the lower time frames when you're seeing just a small downtrend, small uptrends, because it's so many things happening on the smaller time frames. But when you're having the higher time frames and you're using these higher targets, it's more likable that the market would actually do it will continue to the direction if they're respecting these higher time frames levels. I hope you understood what I was talking about. Okay, let's see what else. ANKR USDT. So let's see what's happening. Starting over again, because that is the best thing that we can do, so we understand. Everyone understands what I'm talking about. Going back in time, we're having a previous resistance right here. Market came up and retested it. This is the weekly. Going down to the lower time frames right now, we have another support and resistance zone right here. But we can also use this low when we were consolidating. Looking at the higher time frames again, we can take a Fibonacci from 7902, going to the daily to see where we can put it. Okay, so we're having, yeah, so this looks kind of good. Having the Fibonacci from 7920 to the highest point at 17546. If we from nowhere see the market actually breaking to the downside, we can either, the first target that I'm looking at is 13,900, because that is also the previous high that we did have right here from where the market broke. So you had the resistance, just might turn into a new support, and then you see market continuing to the upside. If we would see the market breaking this level, you're having the Fibonacci combined with the support also on the 50 and 61%, and that could be 12,784 and 11,654. So right now the market is doing its pullback, and then you just might start see the market slowly breaking to the upside. But to be sure, if these targets are valid, for myself, I always want to see the first leg, and then I'm looking at the second leg. And as long as the second leg is above the first leg, and I see a lot of dojis, and I see the market actually having trouble breaking this level, that is a super good opportunity for me in this case to go long. Because at that point, the market is showing us that we just might have a fake out from this level, or maybe this level, depends on where the market actually coming to. But let's say it's coming to the Fibonacci. It's always the second leg that I'm looking at, because that is giving me the confirmation that we're not gonna break the level, potentially. Obviously the market can do that, but no, you're never 100% when it comes to trading. And as you know, I'm no financial advisor, so everything that I do and say is only based on my own experience. We all need to be very clear with that. Okay, so we're looking at chain link. I'm gonna take these away, but I'm still gonna have the trend line on because they're super important to have. Okay, so that is on the weekly. We're going down to the lower time frames, and I'm just gonna adjust it a little bit, looking like that. So on chain link right now, we are coming back down to a previous support, and I'm gonna use this support right here. We also broke this level, and we could see that we had a small retest. So yesterday we did have a huge bearish candlestick on that, so that was on daily. So 2 days ago we had a huge bearish candlestick to the downside. Market broke this level. We had a small retest of this previous support that we did have around 12th of October. And let's see what could happen. Can you see how perfectly? So this is kind of how we want the market to look against the levels. You're having so many dojis. You're also having a engulfing candle right here, kind of. But you can see that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, nice, 7, 6, 8, 7 wicks against this level, telling us, hey, we're not coming back up. So that is why it's, this is very good. Going to the lower time frames, even if we're having many wicks right here, this was actually the first leg, and you had the second leg right here, and you also had the reversal pattern evening star, and that is telling us the market is going down. Can you see how perfect this is? So that is what we're looking for when the market is coming to these levels, and that's how 8686. That is how we're or that's how I'm looking at the market against these levels. Even if we're seeing the market breaking it, that's no problem. These are just fake outs. These are just fake outs. You can also do something like this. Or if you're not sure about it, can you see you're having the resistance, you have the fake out, you have the retest, a lot of retesters, but these 3 candlesticks giving you the evening star, the market is definitely going down. And you can see, you could also have used the Fibonacci. Can you see market break it, comes in Fibonacci, continues back down. You had 1, 2, 3 levels. Market took all of the targets. Okay, so but we all want to know what can happen right now. So we're taking another Fibonacci from 24.34 to 23.24, and we have already been touching the 50%. So if we are coming back up to 23.91 or 23.79, market can still do that. So this kind of is your first leg right here. This. But I do believe the market can continue back up a little bit more. And at that point, we will also see a more clear retest of this previous lower low that we did have. So remember, guys, in the beginning when I was talking about market structure, you have the high, you have the lower low, lower high, lower low. Market now is creating the lower high to continue back down, maybe to create the next lower high, the lower low. And the target, you have 3 targets, or I had 3 targets. I have 22, I have 22.42 and 21.91, and that is also the support that I was talking about right here. On the daily, I think I took it. Yeah, so this is a super strong support where I think the market will come back down to. And when we're doing that, we have to, start to analyze the market one more time. I cannot say what will happen after that, but you just might see the market coming up to the resistance again, the previous support, and either we'll try to break to the upside or we're coming back down to the trend line again. Okay, so we're looking at Luna. Someone told me that he was currently in a trade with Luna. Let's do that. Okay, so on Luna, looking at the weekly first of all. Okay, we're taking everything away. So just so you understand the Fibonacci, taking the Fibonacci from 32.69 to the highest point at 51.08. Cool, play games. How about Cosmos? I can look at Cosmos after this one. So this is how it looks. Market comes back down to the Fibonacci levels, the weekly Fibonacci. And we had it around 39.79 and 42.07. Market is just consolidating. Remember, guys, this is what you have to think about right now. You have to think about this when it comes to Fibonacci, because this is what I was talking about on Bitcoin. This is what's going to happen almost 100%. This is what's going to happen when you're looking at Bitcoin when the market comes back down. You're having so many fake outs. So many fake outs. When you're having the market going sideways like this, market is just trying to break these levels, and then eventually the market breaks to the upside. But what I'm looking for when the market is doing the higher low is obviously I'm trying to find positions where to buy the market. So this is super good. This is how it should look. You're also having a trend line, and you can see how perfectly the market broke the trend line. You saw the retest, market continues to the upside. You need to know about these guys. Good morning from Florida. It's 10 a.m. over here. Well, good morning, money making Mitch. How are you? I feel like I'm on fire today, guys. I'm on fire! Okay, so what could happen? Well, because right now we're having the momentum to the upside. So what we're waiting for is the market to create a higher low, and it already did that around this level, taking Fibonacci from the lowest point again, because the market is always moving, and we always have to analyze the market when the market is moving, right? You can have different targets, obviously, but you always have to focus on what's going on right now. Okay, so market broke the trend line. The market is right now going up. We have not so much right now to use. You had the market coming back down to the 50%, but the market has already done its move, so it's too late to go into this. It's too late to go into this trade, I would say. But you do whatever you want to do, but I wouldn't do that, because the market is creating the higher high. And if you're buying the market right now, the market will go down, you will lose your money, and you will be angry and telling everyone that trading sucks, but it's actually you who don't know how it works. I know that because I've been there myself. And sometimes you don't want to hear the truth, but it's actually only you. It's only you. It has nothing to do with the charts. It's only about your experience, and if you don't have the experience, you have to back test it. I've been doing this in 2018, and I still today back testing the market every single time. But targets for Luna, well, you already came and the first target was 47 if we're basing on this trend line right here. The next target will be 49, the next target will be 51.8, but obviously you'll see the market going up and down until we're reaching these levels. Looking at the weekly, we also have another. Okay, so on the weekly, we did have another Fibonacci. So on that Fibonacci, we will, oh my God, we can see the market coming up to 55.47. This is only based on Fibonacci levels, and 65.25 and 73.70. But as we all know, the market is going upside down, so it takes a while for the market to come to these levels, obviously. But just, to remind you that I would always tell you guys to try to buy as low as possible. So right now I can still use this Fibonacci, and if the market comes back down to 44.18 or again to the 50% at 44.68, as long as we're not having huge, you don't want to have bearish candlestick looking like this. You want to see the market coming and start to consolidate and see market continues to the upside. I was up early this morning. I caught the pump. So happy. I'm super happy for you, money making Mitch. Good. Hello. Oh, Vitalion is here. Hello, how are you? Hello, Nat Green 37. Hello, how are you? I know you smile at my comment. I actually did. You're 100% true. Natalie, can you have a look at RNDR token? What are your thoughts? Thanks. Of course, I can do that. Oh no, I was supposed to go through Cosmos before. I remember that. I'm gonna look at the other pair after. Okay, so this is super good that this is happening. So I think it was time ago before, since I did a look at this pair. So at that point, we didn't have what I could tell. So maybe we had this candle. So I was telling you guys, if we're seeing the market coming back down and retesting these Fibonacci levels, you can start to see the market just might go to the upside. But this is the good thing when this is actually happening. So we're just gonna press on replay. And it takes forever. Why? Okay. So let's see. So on the daily, we're having a huge candlestick to this level, going down to the lower time frames. Okay, so we're starting to have some dojis against this level, but if we're looking at the daily, we're having a huge candlestick. So we're just gonna see how the next candle, okay, you have a doji, but at that point we did also retest this previous resistance. So this is when the Fibonacci is not valid. It's because when you're having such a huge movement to the downside. So there will be no way for me to start to buy the market when I'm seeing these candlesticks. I mean, there is no logic in that. And that's how you're losing the money, because Fibonacci is not always respected. It's not always. It's not just one confirmation you need. You need so much more than that. But it's really good. It's really good, but it's not always valid, and you have to have that in mind. Okay, so we're taking away this Fibonacci because we don't need it. But we're going back in time right now, and we can see that we are coming back down and retesting 25.61 on the daily. Looking at the weekly is more important. So I'm taking a Fibonacci from 9.93 to the highest point at 44.25. Okay, so we're looking at the daily. We are right now inside the Fibonacci levels right here. So this is the same thing as I was talking about Bitcoin. Right now, we are beneath or below the 50%. And we are still going down. So the market is still in a downtrend. You saw a small correction to the upside, impulsive move. The market is still going down because, as you can see, guys, this is just a bearish market that we're looking at. The overall picture, we're bullish, but the market needs to come back down. Okay, so let's see what could happen. So we're looking at this previous resistance, right, support that could turn into a new resistance. We're taking a Fibonacci from 27.76 to the lowest point at 25.64. Potentially what could happen, either we are gonna retest 26.37, or we're coming up to the resistance at the Fibonacci levels at 26.96 and also the trend line, and then you slowly start to see market coming back down. If that happens, I am having the target at 25, at 24, and 23. But yeah, you can see that, guys. Can you see how this is? So this is amazing, guys. You can see how this target that I'm having to see the lower high created for the market to come back down is just combined with the 50% Fibonacci for the market to come back down to and then start to reverse to the upside. So looking at 23.03, market could potentially come back down, and then you see the market slowly break to the upside again. What else? What else? What else? I was supposed to look at it here. I don't remember what that was. Kind of forgot about it. But I hope everyone is good. It's 77 people watching this live stream. I'm super happy. Thank you so much for the support. And if you are new, I have to remind you guys that on Bybit right now, we're having a bonus up to $4,100. You're having the link in the description down below on this live stream, on this video. So if you're just clicking on the link, you will go directly to the website and you can claim the bonus up to 4,100. Of course, depending on what you're depositing to your account. But Bybit is a super good platform if you're a swing trader, so you can hold your position for a very long time and you have very low fees. And that is the good thing by Bybit. If you do not know how Bybit is working, we're also having a tutorial with Andy. And if Market is here, he will give you the link to that YouTube video if you're new to that. But it's very good, and claim the bonus. I do not know exactly for how long we will have the bonus, but Mark will give you the link if you're new to Bybit. Okay, so what else? What was I was supposed to look at a pair. I kind of forgot. I promised this guy this, you know. RNDR, that was the one. RNDR USDT. I hope you're understanding how I'm seeing the market. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we're looking at RNDR USDT, looking at the weekly, having a doji that is creating this week. We did never have the power to break this high at 7.8 on the daily. But we can also do this if we see that we're having the market coming up to 6.9, going to the lower time frames. We already retested it, but if I see the market coming up to 6.9 again, and you see the market not breaking this level to the upside, that is the sign for the market to come back down to the Fibonacci levels around 6 and 5.5. And as you guys know, with this time, Fibonacci, reversal pattern for the market continuing to the upside. But also, if you're seeing the market having such huge momentum, the market might not respect the Fibonacci. And if we do not do that, you can come back down to the low that we're having around 4.0551. So it's super good using these previous targets, and that is also the last week's low. So that is why it's really good using these levels. If we're breaking one level, we're looking at the second level and see how the market is behaving towards that one. Okay, let's see what else. That was RNTR. Go for XRP. Okay, so we're looking at XRP. So I don't remember if this happened yesterday when I was talking about it, but you could see that this previous support and previous resistance was super respected, and this is how it should look. So market breaks, comes back up, and usually what happens, the market fills this wick that we're having, this huge wick. But what can happen now? Obviously, that's what we need to know. It still looks like XRP is also very bearish. Market continues to the downside. Friends. Okay, so we're taking Fibonacci from 0.9591 to the lowest point at 0.9091. Yeah, you could see market coming up to this level, and it gave you the resistance. Market comes back down. So I mean, if not, the move has kind of already happened. But if you would see the market coming up again and retest maybe 0.938, as long as we're not breaking this high, this lower high at 9393, you have the second touch, market continues back down. So the targets that I'm having is 0.9054 and you're having 0.8715. You can also, if you're looking at the daily, taking away these things because it's super choppy. It's super many things on the charts. I don't like that. If we see the market now just continuing back down, you can use, or I could use the trend line. And you mean if you're having a trend line, you have different levels, obviously, but maybe around 0.7, something about that. And then you could see the market trying to break it, and then you see market coming up again, continuation to the upside. So XRP has been very boring because I've been analyzing XRP for many weeks, and then it's just still inside this. The only thing that I've been doing on XRP is that I've changed, because we're still in a downtrend on XRP. It's pretty boring. But eventually I hope we will break this level to the upside. So that is what I see on XRP. I hope you understood what I was talking about. KDA USDT. KDA USDT. Oh! Shit. Do you understand why we should not have a, looking like this? Obviously, I've been analyzing the market, but that is also something that's gonna confuse you so much. Okay. So while I am analyzing this chart, guys, we're 81 people looking at this live stream. You can please go inside and like this live stream while I'm doing this, so you can help me expand this channel so we can reach out to more people, and just trying to simplify how to trade the market. So we're taking a Fibonacci from 6.6 to the highest point at 21.65. We're going to the monthly. No, to the weekly. So we're having the last week's low right at 17.1713. And we just came under it and retested it. Market came back down. So it looks like we're having the momentum. Oh yeah, just looking at the weekly, it kind of looks like Bitcoin, but really not. But you're having two bearish candlesticks. Obviously these pairs are following each other. But I do believe we can come back down to 12.40 or 12.15. And then I could see the market slowly breaking to the upside again. Remember, guys, we always have to see how the market is behaving around this level. Okay, so on the 4-hour chart, we can take Fibonacci from 18.31 to the lowest point at 15.98. If we would see the market now up, creating another lower high, that could be market coming up again and retest 17.13 or the 50% or 61% at 17.42, and then you see market coming back down. And you can see one of the targets that I'm having is combined with the higher time frames 50%, and that is around 14.17 and 12.39. Because the market did create the lower low, sorry. Market could come up again and retest to create a lower high. So lower low, lower high market structure, and then market slowly starts to go back down. Obviously, you will not have the market just taking all of these levels. The market will slowly instead go to these levels. Have you taken any trade yet? Yes, I have. What the fuck? I was actually thinking about that. Who was the one person who did not like this live stream? But I appreciate the 75 people who have done it. I actually took a trade yesterday, or 2 trades on Bitcoin. I took it when I was recording my video. I was recording the video. I actually had to stop. And oh, how was it? Where did I take it from? But I'm not. I went out in profit. So it was 250 pips on both. So 500 pips in total for both of them. And let's see. So it was, when was it? So yesterday, 26. So when did this huge candle, no, this is Ethereum. So we did have this huge, oh yeah, so I guess it was right here. So yesterday, yeah, exactly. So I started recording yesterday on the 27th of November. And we did start to have this huge candlestick to the downside. I remember it was this 4-hour candle. I guess it was, yeah, exactly. So you saw this huge candlestick. So it just opened and I actually sold the market. I did use, what was it? Yeah. So I think I took the trade around 54,700. And I had my take profit around these levels right here at the low. And this wick actually took me out. And so I'm not inside a trade right now. But I took it yesterday. So it kind of happened pretty quickly. I just heard a blonde joke you like to hear. I'm blonde too, by the way. Lol. Oh, are you gonna say something? Oh, you're stupid because you're blonde. I don't want to hear that. Everything is going down downtown big time. Yeah, market has to. I mean, it has to correct itself. It has to fill the orders or whatever. Can you explain why you took that BTC trade? Yeah, of course. So I just have to see how it looks. So I was analyzing the market. So just gonna take away everything and see what actually happened. Okay, so I saw this huge momentum to the upside, right? So this candlestick yesterday on the 4-hour chart, I started to see huge momentum. So I did expect the market to come up a little bit more, but then I saw the market didn't have the strength to continue. So I had sell limit orders around 56,900. I wanted the market to come up to that level. Okay, market didn't do that. So I was looking at these two. So I saw 1, 2, 3 candlestick to the upside. So I decided to go back in time and see what was actually going on. So so I'm always asking why. Why is the market stopping here? So the market came, so you had the 3 wicks that I was talking about. So I went back in time, obviously. I've been saying that 10 million times. So we see a previous support, you see previous resistance right here. Going back in time even more. You have support, resistance. So I knew that this level was pretty strong for the market to just break. And because we've already had this huge momentum to the downside, usually the market just do a quick pullback and then the market continues back down. So I saw the market having the momentum. I'm gonna take these away also so it's more clear on what's going on. Okay, let's see. So this was the candle. So when I recorded the candle, this happened right here. Okay. So then I saw the market starting to go up, and you saw this. You can see the wick that we're having. This is the wick. So I kind of knew when you had this, when you saw the market going back down and you saw the pullback, kind of knew that the market was not supposed to go up because you had the movement. And then when you saw the market closing like this is an inverted hammer. So usually what's happening is that the market is just filling this wick, especially when you are around a previous resistance zone. Okay, let's see if so I was looking at these lows right here. Market came back down, market come back up at one more time, and I saw the market giving me dojis. You have 1 and 2 dojis right here, and we also respected this low that we did have around 54,900 going back in time. This could also be going back in time. You see the market having a lot of wicks to the downside. You almost had the touches right here. So this just gave me the confidence to actually go inside the market. And after that, I also saw the market. So this was during the night, so I was still up, and I saw the market breaking down. You saw the retest. So I actually went to bed pretty confident the market was supposed to go down. But because I was sleeping at the time, I didn't want to be, so I kind of don't like to trade when I'm sleeping because I cannot, I have trouble sleeping at that point. So I was just taking to take profit at this previous low that we did have. And that was actually where the market took me out. So it was pretty good. So that's why I took it, because I was looking at these wicks right here. So that gave me the confidence the market was not supposed to continue to the upside. Market broke to the downside. You had such a huge momentum to the downside. And then you start to see the market pulling up, and it gives you a candlestick looking something like this. I kind of knew the market was supposed to go back down. That is also sometimes just coming with experience. When you're seeing the market moving in a specific way, I just kind of jumped into it also. New tattoo? No, it's actually henna. It's actually henna. I do it on myself. Okay. Hey Natalie, how much time did it take to be a successful trader? Please reply. Okay, so everyone's different, but I've been doing it since 2018, and I've been doing it every single day since 2018. And I've been doing it every single day. Usually people says it takes, it depends on if you're having a good mentor also. If you're doing it by yourself, it will take some time. It will definitely take time because it's a lot of things that you have to know. And if you're not having a mentor, you're just trying to figure everything out yourself, and that's gonna take a lot of time. I've been having 4 mentors in total, and just sitting at the chart myself too. So I've been having some mentors. I've been taking some small things from them, but I've been sitting at the charts myself and just trying to understand what the hell is going on. So it takes some time. It takes seriously some time to do it, depending on how much you're giving, how much you're working with it. The more you give, the more you get. The bigger ego, the harder it will be. The tougher you think you are, the longer time it will take. You have to be very, very humble when it comes to trading. Trust me. Even today, I have to remind myself. You have to remind yourself. And it's pretty hard sometimes. I'm actually gonna so last week it was going so good for me. Like I took trade after trade after trade, and everyone just got in, like everyone. And I also trade US30 and I was up like 5,000 pips. So that is 5,000 times your money. And that kind of got into my head. And I actually had to step away from the charts. Not because I do this every single day, but I wasn't trading. So actually yesterday was kind of my first trade for a couple of days, because even if you're an experienced trader, you have to remind yourself that, because you're not supposed to be overwhelmed when it goes good. You have to be super focused about what you're doing. You have to believe in yourself, but you're not supposed to believe in yourself too much, because that feeling will also, it will take you down. And I actually realized when I was looking at the charts, I didn't see what I usually saw. So you need to be very humble. You need to be super humble, because when the feelings is taking over, I mean, you're screwed. It doesn't matter who you are, how long you've been doing it. Okay, so we're looking at Gala. I'm gonna stop talking, but it's super good having that in mind. And that, I mean, even if you're looking at good traders, or if you believe that I am also a good trader, we also have those days, and that is just a part of the game. And yeah, I'm wrong. And to be honest, that is just a part of the game. You have to understand it. You will be wrong. That is why I'm trying to analyze the market to see. And after that, am I right? Am I wrong? The market will tell me. But the more you are looking at the charts and understand how it's going, obviously, the more profits you will have. But sometimes, yeah, the market takes you out. And sometimes you're too confident, and that will also take you out. So market is kind of always giving you lessons, and that is what I like. $5,000 extra, yeah, Mark, but that's US30. US30 is a pretty strong pair. Okay, so starting up with Gala again. We're having the trend line right here. Congrats on that. Oh yeah, that was the thing, guys. So I was up 5,000 times my money. The market came back down to my entry, so I didn't have those money because I got too greedy. But that, when you're trading certain pairs, that's usually what you get in reward. Okay, I just want to share with you what's happening when you're getting too greedy, and I also can get that. So it's something that I always have to work with, but it's nothing compared to before, but sometimes it gets to you. Can you give us some content to learn TA and all? That's what I do on a regular basis. Okay, so we are respecting the trend line that we're having on the daily 1 hour chart on Gala. Could come back down. So on the weekly, it's pretty hard trading this pair because, I would do something like this. I would move my I'm using 0.37445 to the highest point at 0.74904. I do believe we can come back down to this level. We are right now respecting, as I said, the trend line. I do believe we can come back down to 0.51741 or 0.56092. That is the Fibonacci levels that we're having on the weekly. We are right now seeing the market did create the lower low. Market just might now create the lower high. As we can see, the market will fill this wick, and I can almost guarantee the market will do that. So the market kind of, if you see the market coming up again and retesting, the trend line one more time, and you're up below the first high right here at 69073, that will be me that would be market telling me, hey, we're going back down. Slowly and steady going back down. And we can also use this previous high right here at 66555. And if you see the market on the lower time frames now breaking that level, if we not see the market coming up to the trend line, you see the market break and retest this previous high, that is also for me telling me, that is also the market telling me, hey, we're going back down, guys. Sell the market, Natalie. If you're seeing the market having the rejections about it. Market kind of did the move, so I'm waiting for the market to come up a little bit and then the market goes back down. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna take, hello, my lady friend. Hello, from San Diego. Hello, how are you? Misha, hello, how are you too? Nice to have you here, guys. I'm super happy to have you here. New technology. Oh, yeah, I was reading that. Okay, so let's see what else we can use. Cadena. Okay, so let's see. We're having the previous weekly close that I've already highlighted, and we came up and we can come up that. So what I would expect right now, looking at the higher time frames, I already have a Fibonacci. I do believe we could come back down to 14.15 and might come even down to 12.38. But first of all, I'm looking at the 50% that we're having. I took it on the, I guess I took it on the weekly, from the lowest point to the highest point on the weekly, going down to the lower time frames. So this horizontal line that I'm having, I'm using that based off the last week's close, the low of the last week. So what potentially could happen right now, because the market came back down, created a lower low, right now market just might create a lower high, and that could be the retest of 17.1655. We're using a Fibonacci from the lowest point to the highest point. Can you see how perfectly this 50% is right now retesting this one? The same area. So if we see the market coming up to either 17.4389 or 17.1769, that could be the market continuing back down to these levels also. First targets for me is 15.47. It is 14.18. The third one is 13.26. And the fourth one is 12.40. That is something that I would say. But we need to let the market continue back up. Okay, we're looking at Gala. I always get confused in finding trend lines. Please guide. Trend lines. Okay, so when we're using a trend line, for example, so let's say for the daily, you're taking it from the highest point right here. And we are not gonna have the trend line looking like this because we saw the fake out. So we're taking the fake out too. Always, I mean, you have to follow how the market is moving. And then I go down to the 4-hour chart, and then I'm just adjusting it to where the as many candlesticks I'm having. But I'm never having the market look a trend line looking something like this. I always, when I see the market still going down, I'm taking the highest points. So that's how and it's just the opposite to the upside. I'm always including the fake outs. Okay, let's see. A. Oh yeah, good, because I remember someone wanted me to look at A. Maybe it was you, Glenn. I'm not sure, but I saw it. Okay, we're looking at A on the daily. I'm still having these targets since before, so we're coming back down now to 1.4, sorry. And let's see. So this is actually where either we will hold this as a support and then see market slowly break into the upside, but we can still see the market is doing lower lows and lower highs. But if we're breaking this level, you can come back down to the 1.27, because that is also the daily trend line, or the weekly. So it's a pretty strong level. So this is the falling knife that I'm always talking about. So there's no way I would buy the market right now. If we see pullback, but the pullback can end around 1.5 and then the market goes back down. And if you expect the market to, just continue to the upside, you just might, lose the trade. So that is why, okay, it's pretty hard, when you're having the market just falling down. But the market could definitely, we can do this. Oops. So we're taking a Fibonacci from 1.9 to the lowest point where this very bullish candlestick is, around 1.5. Then if we see the market now coming back up, we could retest 1.76, and then you see market trying to break to the downside again. And as a triangle, the market is slowly moving in between these levels, and then either the market breaks to the downside or to the upside. And if we are right now seeing the market coming up to maybe 1.77, you can also see that we're having the targets around the support again at 1.4, and the next one is around 1.2, and that is also combined with the trend line. So I would just wait right now on A also to create the lower high, because the market is right now doing the lower low correction, continuation to the downside. Lauren, hey son, how the fun are you, my friend? I'm pretty good. I'm super good, Lauren. How are you? I'm super good. I'm sad I missed the first part. No problem, you can go back. But Andy's actually gonna have a live stream right after me, so you will have such a good trader to look at. Don't catch a falling knife, win. Yes, exactly, Glenn. Exactly, that's how you do it. Okay, so let's see what else we can use. La 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 la. It's just Gala. A. We've been looking at A. Okay, let's see, guys. Okay, so if you're new, I also gonna remind you right now, on Bybit, super good platform if you're a swing trader. We have up to $4,100 on this platform. You're having the link in the description. And if you're a swing trader, this platform is super good for you, because you have so low fees on this platform. And if you do not know how to use this platform, we do have a tutorial. If we're going into Bitcoinsensus.com, because that is our website that we're having. Oh, do it like this. Oh, let's see. So if you don't know how Bybit is working, you can go into Bitcoinsensus.com. You're going into guides and you're pressing Bybit tutorial right here. So either you can read about it or we actually have Andy right here having a full tutorial how to use this platform. Is super good, super helpful. It's pretty long, but it actually gives you everything that you need to know about it. So go inside, claim this bonus that we're having on Bybit on $4,100, obviously up to, depending on how much you're depositing. And right now Mark did put up the video in the chat. TA for Crow. I can look at Crow, yes. Laurie, you're so funny. Okay, so let's see. On Crow, crypto.com, we're taking another fib from 0.4994 to the highest point at 0.8873. And we're having the Fibonacci, and we could come back down to maybe 50% again at 69.19, because the market came down here and then the market spiked to the upside. As we can see, we're taking another fib from the lowest point from 0.6522 to the highest point at 0.8061, and we could come back down, or we are just doing that. So from this level, the market could actually start to break to the upside. Looking at the lower time frames, I'm gonna take this one away. So we're taking a trend line again. So either you want to have it like this, right? But I would take it like this, because you saw the doji, and that is also combined. And right now the market could continue to the upside. You're having so many dojis against this level, so this is kind of the move the market will do right now, and then market continues. Yeah, so market could right now start to continue to the upside. The targets, the first target that I would have on Crow is 0.7674. The second one is 0.7962, and the third is 0.8208. So that is something that I would see the market doing right now. Here we're looking at block. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do that, because I'm going through cryptocurrencies every single day. I have so many live streams during the week. Just ask my beautiful people that's on my live streams. And I have, otherwise, if you don't have time looking at the live streams, I have regular small videos about 8 minutes where I'm talking about cryptocurrency. So go inside and subscribe to the channel so you'll always be updated. Okay, we're looking at Blocknet. We're around, okay, so this market has just been going sideways. I remember we were looking at this before. So this could actually be either, so this is kind of, you know, either the market right now will decide to break to the upside, or the market, if you're seeing the market break it and you see the good retest, market continues to the downside. But just to have in mind that if you see the market right now breaking this level, and then you see another candle closing inside of the support, that is an indication the market will continue back up. Because as you can see right here, you see the fake out, you see the retest continues to the upside. This is a very, it's very easy losing your positions in this kind of market, because you're seeing so many wicks. So this is a very, I mean, I would be super careful when I'm trading it, because can you see, so for example, if you're selling the market right here for some reason and you're having your stop loss, I mean, you don't want to have your stop loss on the highest point right here, because that is it's pretty much money. you know. So it's a if you're new to it, I would not recommend for you to go inside of a market looking like this, because it's gonna fake you out. It's gonna take your money, and I mean, it's not just good doing that. So when you're choosing your pairs, please look at how the market is looking. Spike, okay, so take you out, take you out, take you out. Very easy. But the market could definitely either hold it as a support or continues back down. I don't have so much on this pair to look at. Right now it's just going sideways, so it's pretty hard, to be honest. We're looking at AVAX USDT. Okay, so let's see. We are doing something like this. This is how we can do it. Okay. So we're going to the weekly again. I'm gonna take away these things that I'm having, and I'm gonna focus on the last week's low, and that is 83.45. I can also take the magnet, so we are precisely. So 83.50. It's very important to be accurate. So right now, if we would see the market breaking this trend line, because we're having a huge bearish candlestick, and we're actually trying to break it. So possibly two things could happen from this. So either the market will break it, and then you see market coming back inside. You see the retest, market continues to the upside, because that is what, when we're having the fake outs, that is what's happening. But if you would now see the market breaking this level and you see the market continue back down, the first target that I'm having is 83.50, because that is the last week's low, and the market will have trouble breaking it. Even if the market continues back down, you will see the rejections around that level. And we are also having the last low right here at 100. So that could also be where the market is. If we see the fake out, the market can come back down to 100, and then you see the market break into the upside. So have in mind about these levels. If you actually start to see the market breaking to the upside again, the market has to break this previous lower high, because you could see the market coming up to 116 and then goes back down again. You have to break it, continuation to the upside. So just be careful with the fake outs, because they're everywhere. And right now we just might have it. Looking at the 1 hour chart, either hold this trend line or break it, come back down to 100. And after that, we just have to wait and see how it's gonna look. Natalie, don't forget to check EGLDUSD for Leaf Found Music, please. Okay, I will not forget that, Mark. I do believe we already been looking at EGLD. EGLDUL. Maybe we didn't do that. Everything is looking so... It's the same names on everything. Okay. Leaf Found Music. Against gold. Gold. Okay, so let's see what's happening. So the market came back down. We did retest this previous low, this previous high. So this is what's happening. Market comes up to the previous lower high. Market creates another lower high because it never has the power to break it. You also have the trend line. Market continues back down. So the targets for where I can see the market coming back down to is 389 and 366. Based on Fibonacci on the highest time frames, taking from 292 to the highest point at 490. And then we just might slowly start seeing movement to the upside. Market comes down, then breaks to the upside. Remember, we have to break the trend line. Usually what's happening around a Fibonacci, market goes upside down, try to fake you out, then market finds the strength, liquidity to then break to the upside, and we're continuing and having the market breaking, doing another all-time high. If you're looking at EGLD on the weekly, if we're taking the Fibonacci, the targets that I'm having is 525, 624, and 710. Obviously, that is the long-term target. Market will do so many things in between because this is on the daily. Oh, shit. Ah, my phone just sounded. I'm so scared of. Sorry. Yeah, so that's what I see on EGLD. Let the market come back down because the market just created a low and a higher low, lower high. And then market comes back down, creates the lower low, and then market slowly starts to break to the upside. Natalie language, I'm sorry. It's so hard when something happened that quick, you know. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna end this live stream right now. Thank you so much for being on this live stream together with me. I appreciate every one of you that you're taking your time to looking at my charts and see how I'm doing it. I hope you learned something. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. As I told you, I try always to break down trading as much as I can. I'm very honest about everything when it comes to trading. I have multiple live streams. I have daily updates about cryptocurrencies every single day. If there's a specific pair you want me to take, if there's a specific pair you want me to look at on my regular videos, please comment so I can take that. I will go now. I know that Andy's gonna have a live stream after me. I don't know if it's gonna be now, but I do believe he will have it soon. So we see each other in tomorrow's maybe live stream. Maybe I'll have a live stream tomorrow. We'll see, but I will have another video during tonight. So have a good day. I will go, and then we see each other. And you go into Andy's live stream. Thank you so much for taking your time. Bye from Sweden. Goodbye. Hej då.